16 years, one day, my father got sick. And guess who was the first person they called? It was my mom. Take care of your wife, take care of your kids. Because if you don't take care of them, when you will need them, you might not see them. Now, I want to share a story about my life, about my family. And for those of you men that think that your wife can never be your family, I think you should learn something from this because there are so many narratives out there. For those of you cheating on your wife, treating your wife so bad, like you're doing your wife a bad thing. Call your wife names, you're not taking good care of your children. Now learn from this. My father moved out of our house and went to stay in a rented apartment with another woman. You know, for 16 years, my mother refused to leave the marriage without a man in the house. He only comes to visit whenever he likes. We doesn't even know his whereabouts sometimes. We don't know when he goes to work. We don't know when he comes back. My father had children with this woman. One, two, three, four. My mother went through a lot. While all these things were happening, when my mother was alone, none of my father's siblings came out to support her. They did not come to meet her and ask her, how are you doing with the family? How are you taking care of the kids? Now that our brother have abandoned you and left, nobody asked. And my mother trained us, I and my siblings, to the extent that we don't feel entitled. You will not see us going to our uncle's house to go and beg for money or food. My mother was industrious. That woman is a superwoman to me. Was so heartbroken. I had this unforgiveness about my dad for the past 16 years while I was growing up. Because I knew how my mother suffered, the pain she passed through. But my mother still stayed. I was still asking what made my mother stayed in that marriage. At some point when my father left, I watched my mother playing the part of a father, playing the role of a mother to her children. Most times at night, I would watch my mother would wake up and pray. 16 years, one day, my father got sick. And guess who was the first person they called? It was my mom. Wow. My mom stood by my father in those times that he was not feeling fine. Took him to the hospital. She was being so supportive. And like, wow, what kind of a woman is this? A man that left you for 16 years. And the only time you could spend right now is when he's on his sick bed. I'm a principled person. It was only when my father got sick that I had to know where he was living. Because I never wanted to know. All this why my father's siblings, that's my uncles, my aunties, nobody came to the hospital to visit him. My mother was there with him. I'm sharing this story because as a man, your wife and your children should be your parents. They are your immediate family right now. They should come first, right? Before anybody. These are the things that trigger so many young people right now that we see them during their childhood journey. Never got that loving and caring aspect of their father. They saw what their mothers went through. That's why when a child grows up and she or he becomes successful, the first thing she will remember is how the mother suffered, what the mother went through. And you still be asking why our mothers celebrated more than male. Few men these days that understands this theory, that understands that building a relationship with your children matters. It's not about the finances. Children needs your support as a father. A father should be there for their kids in their childhood while they are growing up.